Hi guys, welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to finally do a custom water loop on my system here. It's almost been a year since I did the AIOs on the GPU and the CPU. I've done a ton of research, unlike the first time when I first bought a pre-built computer. I actually went and did my research this time, and I've seen videos from Linus, Jay's 2 cents on water cooling, the radiators and all that. And it doesn't matter how much time I spend on it, I'm pretty sure I'm going to screw up in a way with this, so stay tuned for that. I went ahead and got everything from Corsair with the exception of the GPU block. And the reason for that was because I went and got the EVGA 2080 for the Win Ultra. And this comes with its water block, the hydro copper. And I know you guys are going to say, why didn't you go with the 2080 Ti? Well, the reason for that is because I'm waiting for the new GPUs coming out next year. So we'll see how they turn out, and it gives me time to save money and purchase one. But instead, I went and got this one for the time being. Plus, the games that I play are not that demanding in FPS. And but yeah, I went and got the pump. I got the CPU block, everything. I'm also going to be replacing the current fans in here with the new QL, and I'll make another video to show you guys the differences between both of them, but I'll be switching those out. One big thing of all the videos and all the research that I did was this here, the silicone insert. They don't specify the sizes on the hard lines that you use and everything. And for those that are wondering what this is an insert for the hardline tubing. Now, this is the one that I ordered first off without knowing the size or anything, because like I said, nobody talks about it. Corsair has the 14 millimeter outer diameter. However, they don't specify the inner diameter, which, to be exact, I think it's 9.5 millimeters, which roughly turns out in 3/8 of an inch thick. So when I finally found out, I went and ordered it I found one from Amazon, which is this one. Oh, like I said, the first one that I ordered did not fit in there. And it's essential to bend the hardline tubing. But with the one I ordered from Amazon, and I'll leave a link in the description below to help you guys out. And this is just for the Corsair hardline, by the way. If you're ordering from somewhere else, you might have to look into the inner diameter and stuff. But I had a hard time finding the exact sizes and everything. Like I said, nobody talks about it, but it's one I get key important tool, I think. But anyway, I'll do the video and of the progress of the installation and everything. Let's see if my daughter can give me the camera here. She was helping me out. Thank you, kid. Right now I did the vertical for the GPU to test it out, make sure it wasn't faulty or anything, so I can put the new block, because it has to be vertically mounted. So that's why I'm missing the 2 fans down here that were here originally. But yeah, we'll see. This is the look right now, and we'll see how it turns out. So the progress so far, I've pre-installed everything. The CPU block, the new GPU card, the pump is going to go here, the fans with the 360 radiator in the back. Up here we have the 240 with 2 fans, and I got another fan up here for intake. One of the things I probably screwed up was getting this radiator so thin. I probably should have gone with a thicker one, and I would eliminate this gap here and would help with cooling, I'm sure. So that's one thing I'll probably replace in the future, just a thicker radiator. But the reason I went with the 240 instead of a 360 up top, because right here I need the space for the inlet and outlet of the radiator to work with the tubing. If I had a radiator in there, you can see how this would be blocking and give me not so much of space to work with. But that's the reason I did that there. In the back, the 360 gets 3 more fans eventually here when I get a second. And for a push-pull configuration, that's going to help me with the cooling. I've also pre-fitted all the fittings on the radiators, except with the exception of the card, because I still don't know which way I want to run the tubing. But the reason, or one of the things I talked was about running into problems, and this is one of them here. I wasn't expecting this card to be so large. By comparison, see how it sticks out about 1 inch longer and 2.5 inches taller, which forces me to put the pump here. Now luckily for me, this Corsair pump lines up, well, not really lines up, but I'm able to put 2 thumb screws in the bottom, and it holds it pretty good in place. Now they provide a bracket that you can mount on the fans of the 120 or 140 millimeter fans, but luckily for me, I can get it there. Let's see. And now next step is just to draw, make a drawing of where I want to run the tubing and start bending, and hopefully everything works out. Connect all the fans. Another thing I want to talk to you guys about, or the ones following my channel anyway, like I said, I didn't use the Corsair GPU block. This card came off of my HP Omen Obelisk that I converted into a hybrid kit, but I'm sure that block from Corsair would fit this card as well, because you don't need to connect any LED to it or anything. The LED is provided in the Corsair block. But here we go. This should be fun. So it's been about a week, guys. I had ran into complications like I expected with the tubing itself. The bending, it wasn't hard. I mean, I did do some bubbling and the wrinkling at first, but I was able to correct that fairly fast. It was getting the bends right where I wanted them to. On some lines I had to do 2 or even 3 bends, and it wasn't going right where I wanted, so I ended up with some crappy looking lines that were unsymmetrical, and it's just I ran out of tubing. So I had to order some, and they finally got here. I also ordered some 90 degree and 45 degree angle fittings to avoid some unnecessary bends and help me out. But I thought it'd be important to let you know where I encountered problems, and I did go out and venture trying to find some line, but couldn't find anything anywhere here where I live, except for some soft tubing, which I ended up getting a couple feet to complete the loop because I couldn't go without a week without playing. But that's where I'm at right now. So let me show you what I'm talking about. It's right now. This is the soft tubing that I jerry-rigged to make it functional. But this is where I'm talking about. Just all these unnecessary bends is what I don't like, and I'll be fixing this to make it give it a better, cleaner look. Also, this is at a slight angle. You guys can see just that sort of stuff down here. This goes at a slope also, and if I go closer, you might be able to see the gap here and there. It's because this needs to go out there to be symmetrical. Like I said, it's just little things like that that bother me. But hopefully I'll do it right this time. I won't show you the video of me bending it or anything like that, just because I guess everybody has their own way of doing it. And these are the fittings, the 90 degree and the 45 degree. With these applications, you can see how this increases any which way you want the tubing to go without having to bend it. So these are incredibly useful. They are a little pricey though, and you only get 2 per order. this is a regular fitting. It's a two-part fitting. This goes to the radiator, the CPU, or the GPU block. This is a 1/4 inch diameter, which is what the fittings are. So if you can see inside, there's a rubber O-ring, and here's another tool that I'd go run out and buy, and it's a reamer. It's a little bigger, the biggest or the smaller one I could find. But the reason for that is normally a tube, this is a pretty nasty cut tube without being refined or anything. It's jagged, it's just supposed to go into the fitting like that. It will damage the O-ring inside there. So that's why this tool is important. So this is kind of refined. Let's see if we can focus. Hold on. It's not a perfect yet, but that's what you're going to look. Refine the edges here and the inside, and then you put this fitting here and the O-ring. You once this is installed in the radiator or the CPU pump, put it in there. You slide it in there. You slide the O-ring over here, and then screw that last part. And that's the end result. But without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and bend all the tubing. I'll just probably show you how I put the tubing in place, but I won't show you the video of me bending any of that. But here we go. All right, the moment you guys have been waiting for. Me too, finally. Okay, so the fittings, I put the 90-degree angle fittings on the card here. I put one of the 45 up here, and another, where's the other 45? Right here. And I actually ended up redoing all the tubing. This is, I already rinsed the tubing out from any particles and stuff. I pre-fitted the fittings on all of them, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and install them and get it going here. If I can remember which one's which and how they all go. Just give me 1 second, guys. I probably need to clean them up a little bit from my fingerprints. Okay, so, and you guys can see the I actually used a Dremel to do mine instead of the tool there. It was a little faster and just a little easier for me, but you guys can use the edger. Anyway, I believe this is a CPU one, so we're gonna go ahead and just line them up and make sure they pop in nicely. Scoot the O-ring there. And I've pre-installed the bridge there to get the pump going. And kind of had a feeling that this was going to be the hardest one to install. And you just tighten these hand tight. I mean, they don't have to be any tighter than that. Okay, there we go. There's that one. This one's, oops, goes up here. And so it actually took me, I shit you not, guys, about 3.5 hours of pain, meticulously bending where I wanted to. I still screwed up a couple more times, but I was a little more careful this time. So, to be honest, I don't ever want to do a hardline tubing ever again. It's pretty hard. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It was for me. I don't know if you guys try it yourself, what your experience is going to be. Maybe I'm doing something differently. I don't know, but it was pretty hard for me. Okay, so that one's good to go. Let's see. Try and get all the hard ones out of the way first. It's not budging. Okay. Using two hands, it just makes it faster. Okay, there's that one. Okay, so CPU block. And as you guys seen where I had it jerry rigged, how the tubing was just bent every which way, I decided to go with a cleaner look. And I'll go off cam and do the last one over there. That one was not budging, so I won't waste you guys' time. And these fittings, the nice thing about them is you can actually rotate them. Okay, and I've already tested the drain fitting there. Works like it should, pretty good. Alright, well, I'm just gonna line these up as best as I can. Get that fitting behind there that I couldn't on the camera, not waste your guys' time, and I'll be back with me filling the pump. Okay, so I got the fitting in the back. It's ready to fill up. And one thing I need to talk to you guys about is the pump here. When I first started it up, it goes on full RPMs for a couple seconds and then it completely stops. And at first I thought I had a bad pump, you know. So I was like, holy shit, I have to return this now. But I don't know why it's not set to full RPMs until the software kicks in, but that's just the way it is, I guess. And also the software that runs the pump and the fans, you know, water or a custom loop for Corsair is kind of
I'm not sure if it's still optimized completely. So I have my own custom curve, because the fans don't even turn on until the uh, the temperature of the water is around 34 Celsius. So that's kind of weird. But I guess you can set your own fan curve to your liking. And I'm also using just the Corsair. This is 1 liter. I actually got 2, and I got the clear one for now. I mean, I'll be eventually testing different colors. But let me get this filled up. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch it up and take a look on the pump. And I'm just crossing my fingers because I haven't tested it since then that I don't have any leaks. See, it was just suddenly stops there. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch it off. Switch it on again. Turn it off. And just bear with me, guys. This bottle's very handy, from Corsair as well. Fill that pump again. And so far I don't see any leaks, so get another bottle ready just to, I don't have to. And I mean, I'm gonna do what they do in the videos, tip it over and stuff to get rid of any bubbles, let it run for a couple hours. I mean, the first time I did it, I didn't let it run for 24 hours, as they say. I just made sure there wasn't any leaks, and it's probably a bad idea, but I mean, I was pretty confident. Alright, got this one semi, and let's turn it on again. Okay, so turn it off again. See, that's what kind of scared me at first. And that's where I have to actually connect the computer and set the pump at full speed to get it cycling without it stopping. So I've been running the pump at full speed for about an hour now. I still have a lot of little bubbles to get rid of, so I'm gonna let it sit a little more. But as you guys can see, it's just, I don't know, I really like the way it turned out though. so I'm very happy about it. And the reason I went with the clear liquid, because when you change the RGB, you know, you have a range of customizations. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope if you guys liked the video, give me a like. That helps a lot. So thanks for being with me on this long video. Like I said, I'm new to this, so I hope you guys have a better experience than I did. But if you're brave enough, try it, and hope all goes well for you guys. Thanks for watching.